Hey everyone, I'm Vanitas, and I'm back with another deck guide for you. This time, we're taking a new look on an old deck. Cerys, Olgierd, Morkvarg. You might have seen this before, but I've taken this deck and turned it into something new and special, and I think it's a lot of fun. So first, I have to give credit where credit is due. I took this deck from Henoche, was the original author of the deck. I can explain the changes I've made to the deck and why I think it's stronger. But first I want to say this deck is really strong. I gained over 500 MMR on ranked in one day with a 20 win streak on stream. I'm going to show a few of those games after this explanation so that you can see how this deck is played. And I've taken the deck to about 1350 FMMR on Pro Ladder, and I'm not done yet. So it's a really strong deck. It's a lot of fun. It's the most fun deck I've had, or the most fun deck I've played in this patch so far, bar none. And I'm going to go through the cards, tell you what their purpose is, give you a little bit of a explanation for the mulligan strategy, and then show you some games from the stream so you can see how it works in action and why it's so powerful that I could win 20 games in a row. Alright, so to start off, it is obviously a Bran deck. Bran right up here. And it has the Resurrection package of Cerys, Olgierd, and Morkvarg. Olgierd and Morkvarg are your keys for getting Cerys rezzed in round 2 and round 3. You almost never get her rezzed in round 1, but we're totally fine with that because the deck is very powerful, very high tempo, but also lets you build plays for future rounds 2 and 3. So the first thing to know is in the state of Gwent right now, where there's almost no carryover, the only real deck you'll run into with a lot of carryover is War Dancer in Dwarf decks. Olgierd is enough to beat that by himself. And when you have Olgierd and Morkvarg, you're going to be beating the other Bran decks that only play Olgierd, and maybe they play Wolfsbane or just a couple of other units that don't have carryover. So that's the key there with the Resurrection. The Resurrection also gives you a 7-point Cerys and at least a couple points from these cards in round 3. So you're starting round 3 with usually 9 points, sometimes more, and I'll explain how we can get more in a little bit. The second part of this deck is the Clan Beastmasters. These are your tempo engines. 12-point bronze, no setup required. You can Battle Maiden into a second one. You can then restore the Clan Beastmaster for 8 points plus 11. That's a 19-point play. And then your Priestess of Freya's resurrecting that Beastmaster is 20-point plays in rounds 2 and 3. And that's another resurrection for Cerys. The next card we're going to look at is Clan Protector with Bone Talisman. So Clan Protector plays your Bone Talisman. And not only does he play Bone Talisman, you'll see we have two Clan Protectors with 3 Bone Talisman. Clan Protector can also be resurrected by Freya and by Sigurdrifa. This will be key in round 3 when often we'll bleed our opponent down to maybe 1 card, 2 cards left, and then in round 3 we can Freya into Clan Protector, into Bone Talisman, into Berserker Marauder, and get not only a ton of points, but we also get 2 resurrections to get Cerys back out. So our opponent thinks that maybe we don't have enough cards to get Cerys back out. Well, we do. And that's a pretty common theme in these games. And then the next bronze card we'll talk about is Berserker Marauder. This is where your big plays come. When you get late into a round, your opponent maybe has Eithne Tremors, some really strong combos. We have Berserker Marauders that can just smash for, 17-point bronze. Whether it's late round 1 or a long round 2, a long round 3, whatever it is, very strong card. So those are the bronze cards. Freya, like I said, can resurrect the Clan Beastmaster that's been restored, the Clan Protector, or the Berserker Marauder. Very flexible card, which is why we have 3 of them. So we'll go to the other silvers now. Skull is here just to thin, be another cursed card for the Berserker Marauders, and be a big play with Berserker Marauder. So even if you play Skull with your first card in the game, which I don't recommend, it's 5 points plus 9 Berserker Marauder, that's 14. You get 1 boost from Skull, which is that cursed unit, and you'll get 1 boost from Morkvarg, which is on the board. So that's a 16-point play. If you need a high tempo play to overcome your opponent, maybe you went first, played Bran, it's only a 7-point opener with Bran, you can play Skull into Berserker Marauder and catch up. You won't fall behind. Sigurdrifa is another res. It's basically an auto-include just because it's a res card. Just think of Sigurdrifa as a stronger Priestess of Freya. Our next card is Ornamental Sword. So this is the first major difference from Henocha's original deck. Henocha played either Gremist, which is a fine play. Gremist is usually a 14-point play. Can also be a weather clear, but we're not seeing much offensive weather these days. And a 14-point play, I don't know, it's not super strong. The other possibility is Commander's Horn, but as you know, if you've played any Dwarf decks recently, Commander's Horn is a nice 20-point silver, but it turns into a 29-point gold for your opponent's Aegis if you're playing against Dwarfs. So Ornamental Sword, you might not have even seen this card before, but I think it's highly underrated. It's create a bronze or silver Skellige soldier and strengthen it by 3. So not only do we get a soldier, which is the exact type of card Freya can res, or Sigurdrifa, it also gets boosted by 3. And take a look here. Berserker Marauder is a soldier. There's a chance we get a 12 strength Berserker Marauder, which is just, once you play the game, you'll know how insane value that would be to resurrect in future rounds. Or you can get a 4 strength Clan Beastmaster, which, if you don't draw a restore, it's a nice consolation prize. We'll say it that way. And even if you don't get one of those, Jenga Fret is, a 15-point play that damages your units, which gives you more boost for Berserker Marauder. Jeddah is 17 points, I think. There's a lot of good cards you can get out of Ornamental Sword, and you'll almost never totally brick it. So now we'll go to the golds. Coral is just, I mean, how do you not have Coral in a Skellige deck? It stops your opponent's engines. You can take a 26-point Impair Brigade down to 2. There's just so many uses for Coral. It's basically an auto-include in Skellige decks. Heim is a cursed unit, first of all, and it has 2 options for you. One is play a bronze or silver cursed unit from your deck. The ideal combo here is Heim into Skull into Berserker Marauder, which, as I told you before, with Skull into Berserker Marauder alone is a nice 16-point swing to start out the game. Heim into Skull into Berserker Marauder is a 21-point swing. So that is a strong bronze by itself right there. Double thins your deck. And if you're against another Bran, maybe running the same deck or a similar deck, you can use its other ability, which is create a silver unit from your opponent's starting deck and get another Olgierd. There's almost no other decks right now running Cerys. I haven't run into any this entire season that was not running this exact deck. So if you get a third carryover resurrection unit, you're golden going into round 3. And then the last card is another one where I differ from Henocha's original deck. He had either Geralt Eithne or Olaf, and those are 2 cards you might think work well in this deck, but I'm going to tell you why I don't like them. Geralt Eithne is very reliant on having last say, and as you might have noticed, we're not running Spy, we're not running Udalric or Summoning Circle. So there's almost no chance we're going to get Last Say. And Olaf is the other one. We're basically guaranteed a 20-point Olaf. And that is a very strong play, but not only does Olaf have a pretty big target on his back, there's also a good chance you're going to get a Berserker Marauder exactly 20 points, and you have to kind of play around Scorch. It can be a little bit difficult. I know that's not the main reason, but I'll tell you why Aguara is even better than Olaf. So first of all, create a bronze or silver spell. You might have noticed that Restore is a bronze or silver spell. It means you can either get 2 restores, you can get Restore when you didn't draw one in your opening hand. Like, one of the weaker parts about Skellige in the current patch, and all future patches that had this version of Restore, is that there's no tutor for Restore. The other possibilities include Nature's Gift, which is a, I'll show you guys later maybe, but Nature's Gift lets you play your own Restore anyway. Last Wish is another possibility, which another chance to draw into Restore. Aguara is basically your Restore insurance. But if you play Aguara deep enough into a game, you're going to get some options that are very good, even if you don't get Restore. Or even if you already have Restore and you don't need it. So one of those options could be Artifact Compression. You suddenly have a 2-point second Coral. Another one is often Twisted Mirror, Becker's Twisted Mirror. You have a lot of 1-point cards on the board. Aguara is a 2. There's a chance that your opponent has the highest card on the board. That's a 20-point swing. You're almost always going to get a very good amount of value out of Aguara, and Aguara is another cursed unit, helps buff your Berserker Marauders. So in a long round, Aguara looks like 2 points, but also is actually kind of 5 points, because that's 3 extra buffs for your Berserker Marauders. And that's about it for the deck. The next thing is the mulligans. Mulligans can be very difficult. You want to get Cerys, Morkvarg, and Olgierd out of your hand to play with Bran. You want to have less than 3 Berserker Marauders, since Skull can only play one of them from your deck. You want all the Bone Talisman out of your hand. It's not the worst if you have one in your opening hand, because you can play it straight and it's fine, but you want to play 2 from Clan Protectors and 1 from a Resurrected Clan Protector, ideally. You want less than 3 Priestess of Freya's. 3 can kind of break your hand. And you want less than 3 Beastmasters if you have Battle Maiden. Then you can, it's a good, like, your ideal opener is Beastmaster into Battle Maiden, Beastmaster into Restore Beastmaster. That's your basically ideal opener after Bran. And then that's about all. I think if you see some games, you'll see just how powerful this is. I took it to 20 win streak at the start of my stream. Fellow Twitch streamer Ash Lizzle took the deck the same day or the next day to Grandmaster, one of the first Grandmasters this season. It's a very, very strong deck. And so now I'll leave you with 3 games, winning them all against a variety of different meta decks. So I hope you enjoy this deck. It's been my favorite of the season, and enjoy the games.
Of course, Fred.
So we've got too many of these. So we'll kick one of these and see what we get. This is good. Is this good enough? Or do we need to take a risk? I think this is good enough. No need to risk it.
Peace with humans? I buy that!
Readjust the cam. If you guys are new to the stream, I'll tell you that my cam is a I accidentally got the Booby Streamer edition, so it falls down towards the chest as the stream goes on.
Sit at my table and let's drink.
Hide your stench.
Can you explain how to mulligan with this deck? Maybe. I'll try. So you want... It's very difficult. How about next time?
Get him, Wojtek!
Let's see. So you don't want Cerys, Olgierd, or Morkvar in your opening hand, obviously. So if you have all three of those, you mulligan those and deal with the rest. The other thing is we have 2 Clan Protectors and 3 Bone Talisman. So you don't want Bone Talisman in your hand, but if you have 1, it's not the worst thing. But I mulligan it basically ASAP. You also can't have 3 Berserker Marauders in your hand because Skull will pull 1 from your deck, and it's the only target for Skull. If you have 2 Berserker Marauders, Skull, and him in your opening hand, you want to mulligan away Skull, because ideally you want him to pull Skull to pull Berserker Marauder for a huge point swing. It's very complicated.
The mother goddess, she giveth and taketh away.
Sure, you can pet him.
If you have Battle Maiden in your opening hand, you definitely don't want 3 Clan Beastmasters. And of course you don't want 3 Freyas in your opening hand.
Lust after our lady folk.
It's very, very difficult.
Hide your stench.
Okay, so this guy is pretty confident. Attacking Morkvarg is... It's a play for the late game, but I don't think he realizes how strong our deck is. If he knew how strong our deck was in terms of pure power, he wouldn't be making...
You beg for
He wouldn't be making such low tempo plays like killing Morkvarg and giving up, 5 points.
No mercy!
Yeah, so you don't have any more questions, right? That should answer everything. Fenderflix, how to mulligan with this deck. Okay, so now we're gonna play our super high tempo play and just
We'll go at him together!
wreck this guy. Although, I might have just set ourselves up for a Scorch. Alright, we survived somehow. That was close though. We're gonna have to play another Berserker Marauder just...
Have strength, my love.
Just to save ourselves from a potential Scorch if he realizes it later. That was bad. I'm sorry for the big mistake.
Who's the courage to fight
No
the
long
wild
ships?
Carls,
Nope, no
eh?
long ships. You can see the deck list
Peace
here.
with humans, Vanitas.
So he gave us a little bit
We
of
serve her who
room
was
to play.
virgin, mother and crone.
So we're gonna do this.
I respect nothing human.
Who's the courage to fight the wild Carls, eh?
Just don't like them. They don't fit in the deck. The bronze slots in this deck are very compact. And we have other ways of... Like, we build our... we just don't need them.
That might even be amusing.
All right, perfect. We're in fantastic position. Like, look, we don't even use situation where we don't have clan beastmasters in our opening in our hand. And it's going to be very hard to win without them.
Either with my shield or on it.
Come on, let's have some fun.
I want a drink.
How about a round of cards?
Unless you'd rather play strip Gwent.
Unless you'd rather play strip Gwen, Fenderflix with the sub. Thank you so much for subscribing.
Naivety is a fool's blessing.
Oh, Jeff Shave with the gifted sub. I need to change that so I know what's going on. Jeff, thank you for gifting a sub to Fenderflix. I will update this. Subs today. 1. Subs. 15.
15 subs now.
15 subs now. Thank you, Jeff. And thanks, Fenderflix, for hanging out in our chat enough to get gifted a sub. Can we get some Vanitas and full test pride in the chat?
You'll beg for death.
There you go. There you go, Ash Lizzle. What is up? I just posted the deck in the chat. You can check it out. We're 14-0 so far on ranked. We've climbed all the way up to 40-70. And with no end in sight. And we ended yesterday off stream on Pro Ladder 9-1-1 Pro Ladder. So yeah, it's a good deck. It's a good deck. How is Cerys keeping up with the 30-point golds? Oh man, you just gotta watch. It's mostly the work of Restore, but Cerys helps quite a bit.
The mother goddess, she giveth and taketh away.
This might not be the absolute best game to watch because we didn't draw any of our clan beastmasters, which are quite vital for this deck. But this guy also, we were able to quarrel his only necker, so I'd say both of us are in quite a predicament here. Maybe we can Aguara into something. Can we get a Beastmaster? Man, Beastmaster way better than him right now.
Boy tag, down!
Alright, good. No Beastmasters, but we did get him. Or, sorry, we did Aguara into the Last Wish. There we go. So the unique parts about this deck are we have Aguara, so that even when we don't draw Restore, we have Restore, and I don't know, it's very flexible. I'd say it's more flexible than Olaf, and I don't know, most of the time you get at least as much value as Olaf, and it's not quite like a big target. Like Olaf is just this big 20-point card with a target on his back. Aguara also cursed, which is very nice for this deck.
You shan't get through!
I legit run Aguara in my Nova deck. Awesome. Yeah, so then you know how useful Aguara can be. Fantastic card. So that play there was one, we are already down in points, so, and we're gonna lose this round anyway. It's just how it is. So what we're doing there is investing in a future round, the next round, because we're going to res this card. We're gonna mulligan Bone Talisman, and also we're thinning our deck a little because we want, like, him would be ideal. That's what we're going for. So this guy's probably eventually going to draw a Necker, but I don't know. This is a strange game where a consume deck without Neckers
Needs a good slapping.
and a Beastmaster deck without Beastmasters. Yeah, the deck doesn't run any ships. Just, they don't fit. It's the Clan Protector plus Bone Talisman combo makes it so they don't fit in the deck. And it is a very, very strong combo.
Wojtek, down!
So we start by getting out as many bears as possible, and then we pound with Berserker Marauders for ultimate value.
Come here! Come get a hearty bear hug!
Yeah, I really enjoy the deck. There's a lot that can be played with in terms of, I don't know, the deck list can be played with. Ornamental Sword I've had a lot of success with, but it's not necessary. Aguara is definitely a flex spot, but seems pretty good. I've also tried out Muzzle. Can be useful depending on the matchup. Okay, so next...
What do you need? Behold the goddess's wrath!
Sure, you can pet him, long as you don't mind losing an arm.
Yeah, Gigni is, you could, so, Aguara could be Gigni or, Olaf, but I'm running, I think him, Coral, and Cerys are pretty much must-have cards. Well, this is, I mean, I net decked
her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
Henno and No Shame. Okay, so
Get him, Wojtek!
there we go. You don't run Udalric? No Udalric. Here's the deck list if you guys want to see it. Okay, now we're gonna start pounding, amazing
We serve her who is virgin, mother,
points
and crone.
right here.
Who's the courage to fight the Velkarls, eh?
We're doing it in order of lowest to highest points. We've got... So next we have a 16-point play, and then we have a 17, 18, 19, 20, 22-point play. So 16, and then next is a 22-point play. So he's gonna need to make up 60 points in these two cards. And he's got this, so 57 points in two cards. What was that? Ah, okay. And now we're gonna have a million points. Oh, even more. I forgot that we buffed
Bulwark. That's
this.
what we are.
Anyway, whatever, a million points.
You'll beg for death.
Easy. Easy. No problem. 15-0, 15-game win streak. Easy, easy. Yeah, who needs Olaf when you have a 20-point Berserker? That is right. That is right. Freya reses that guy? Yeah, yeah. Easy. 19-0. 19-0. This is a pretty good streak. Pretty good streak. Even with getting bugged out. Take a look at the deck. Let's see. My lifts are moving when you just finish the sentence, which means my video is ahead of the voice.
I shall not repeat Emil's mistakes.
Me or me.
Which way? I need to fix this. So not even a CDPR bug could stop us. It looks fine to you? Okay, well, I'll adjust it a little bit, and then you guys tell me if it's better or worse. Audio comes first. Okay, let's add slight extra delay. Let me know how that is.
Sit at my table and let's drink.
Yeah, I'll explain my thoughts as I'm playing it, but I believe both of these, both of the major changes are make the deck more consistent. Because, so, Aguara doesn't have, or sorry, Restore doesn't have a tutor, right? Scoia'tael doesn't have a tutor for Restore, but it's the most important card in the deck. But Aguara can pull either Restore or Nature's Gift, which makes the deck a lot more consistent.
Come here. I'm gonna heart a bear hug.
I'd rather have a better chance to get
The time for blathering is past!
Wojtek, down!
I'd rather have a higher chance to get a second Restore or to pull Restore than like the 20-point big target body of Olaf. And also, so Ornamental Sword is the other one, right? Ornamental Sword. There we go. Wait, hold on. Come on, change. There we go. Ornamental Sword, here we are. So, Skellige's Soldier. Soldier is what's rezzed by Priestess of Freya, right? If you end up pulling a Berserker Marauder with Elemental or Ornamental Sword, then you get a 12 base strength Berserker Marauder in every round, which is amazing. Anyway, so we're gonna resurrect Beastmaster now.
He don't like you.
Someone artifacted your 13-point Beastmaster. Wait, how did you end up with a 13-point Beastmaster?
You might be free.
But yeah, needless to say, I'm a big fan of Henno Bears. This is by far my favorite deck to play.
To fight the
This entire patch. You play the Strengthens when bleeding rather than rezzing off the talismans. Yeah. It's about what you want to res, or what you want to strengthen.
Not much
like
left.
Cerys is a good target. That's okay. Whatever.
Wojtek, down.
Like Cerys is a good target. Your carryover cards like Olgierd and Morkvarg can be good targets. Bears, I find bears are a pretty good target because you're going to be, I don't know, there's lots you can do. Just a few bears. I don't know, it's a...
Stand your ground! Catch him! He's worth 20 florins!
What? Is this guy's playing Slave Hunter? Oh no, he's playing Reemda off of Dawsberg Ruinstein. Okay, that makes more sense. This is what happens when you read chat. You don't see everything that goes on. So what's our play here? I think we just pass here. I'm not blaming chat. Just, I'm blaming myself reading chat. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's the... I might even go so far as to say it's the only deck I've enjoyed of this meta.
I'm in no mood for jests.
Hey, what's up, Miranda? Welcome. We are doing so fantastic today. We are 19-0. And yes, new overlay. How do you like it? It covers up the deck tracker and some other stuff, but it makes my other random things easier to read.
Long as you don't mind losing an arm.
So him playing into this round instead of dry passing might be a mistake.
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
That was not in the spell books.
And this is why we saved Coral, because of beer.
Freya's bulwark! That's what we are!
So we're taking this greedy play here because I'm confident that he can't make a play big enough that we can't overtake it in one play.
Task.
Although that's about as close as you can get. But we have Skull into Berserker Marauder, which is 5, 9, 14, 15, 16 points.
If magic dies, this world dies with it.
We also have this. Is this the only... Wait. Skull into Berserker Marauder is not enough, right? But this is enough? Or do we roll the dice with Agora? Might as well take the safe play.
That can be amusing.
First game, and of course you queue into Mill. Mill can be beaten with this deck. We just beat Mill on stream a few games ago. Henno, of course you can, Henno.
Time to get our hands dirty.
Lightning2235, thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, just post the link right in here, Henno. There's no restrictions on link posting in this on this Twitch channel. So he's trying to get us to proc Cerys, but we're not going to let him. That's what's going on right now, if you guys were unaware. Uma!
I am no Nilfgaardian.
What? Uma is here? Oh, wow.
How did that incantation go?
That's incredible.
That was not in the spell books.
We're being raided. Okay, well, I'll respawn to the raid after I make this play. Okay, so rezzing here. Rezzing here gives us the lead, but it gives up our Cerys in the last round. Is it worth it? Let's go with this instead.
You'll beg for death.
Whew. That was close. That was close. Huh. Alright, it looks like we're gonna have to give up the res anyway.
Who's the courage to fight?
That was close. Anyway, what's up, guys? We are currently 19-0, trying to extend our streak to 20-0 today. Welcome, welcome, Daniel Temple UK. Welcome back, Wrecked. Welcome, Question Answered, Paula Adam. Thank you, Bebo Boop, for the raid. Bro Metalbeard, thank you. How do you cosplay swim? Well, you're gonna have to see. That's a secret. Huh. Lauren Dell, thank you for joining us. King Ches, welcome back. Bro Metalbeard, thank you for the follow. Okay, so this is I'm actually going to redraw this and hope that we can get something that can res Cerys. Okay, that's not what we were going for. But it's okay, it's still a decent pull.
Modern Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
So we're not going to get Cerys back, but we get a pretty good pull here.
I shall do what I must.
We're almost to 20-0 here today, Ocean Med.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
Almost to 20-0.
Enough! Let us finish this. Men are best kept on a short lead. Who's the courage to fight the Veldkarls, eh? Victory or death!
Ah, yes! 20-0. Easy, easy, easy. No problem. Not a single fucking problem. Whew. Easy.